Here they come around the corner. You're going to see them shortly. There's no reason with this beautiful water and no competition for the coxswain not to hold the line, put themselves right on. And a coxswain who's less experienced will sort of take little jags, which doesn't help on the rudder rather than a smooth curve. But here's Harvard. We unfortunately do not have the lineups, but this crew was the second last year. Their predecessors, most of them returned. They finished their season last year by winning the Harvard-Yale race. And here they go by, looking good. And
following up behind them is Princeton University. We don't know the margins at which they started, but it looks to be a little larger than the 12 seconds that they aim for. But Princeton's also looking very strong, long and strong as they approach Elliott Bridge.
And Kip, your answer, Princeton is rolling at 34 strokes a minute. Harvard is rolling at 35. So this is Princeton, and they have kept their spacing. They're having a good row. And here's BU. BU coming. No, excuse me. Bow number 3? Yep. This is bow number 3 with BU blades. This is Leander. Leander Boat Club, really a training center for the British national team. Often great boat club right there at Henley. Notable for their hippopotamus and their pink. And here they come through, looking good. Very careful rowing. 33 strokes a minute.
Now we have the Coven Training Center, as Greg was talking about earlier. Bit of a mishmash from around the world with some excellent talent, especially in the stern.
So we've got that. Yeah, we've got the Sinkoviches, 4-time Olympic medalists in the stern, and the British pair, 5 and 6. Jamie Coven running the whole show from the bow seat. Great job. Bow number 5 here from the Netherlands, Skoll Boat Club. This is must be one of their very senior crews. They're borrowing some Dutch equipment from Dartmouth, rowing at 35 strokes a minute, and now behind them
we have Oxford University being trailed by Cambridge. They'll obviously race later next year in the famed boat race. I'm somewhat biased having rowed at Cambridge, but both crews are very used to this distance. Their race is around a mile longer, but because of tides, it is about the same time as this race. So this is what they train for all year long. So you have Oxford going through first, followed by Cambridge.
And Kip, it looks like Cambridge has made up some time on Oxford here. Note that Oxford's rowing out of BU and Cambridge out of Harvard, both rowing at 33, so a bit lower than the American crews.
And here we have Yale, obviously from New Haven.
Okay, this is the great male Yale heavyweight crew. Always contenders here and at the IRA. Terrific history. 3 Olympic crews. There they are, Yale rowing at 33. Same as Oxford and Cambridge.
Next up, approaching the bridge, is the other hometown team, Northeastern, the Huskies.
And we see the Huskies, or I see them a lot every morning on the Charles. They've got 4 strong boats, and they get out early, and they're looking good. Looking good here. And at 35 and a half, the Huskies at 35 and a half, and now we've got a dogfight around the corner.
On the outside, we have Brown University. On the inside, Washington.
So Brown in the red shirts. Brown University in the red shirts started 10. Trying to hold off Washington, who started 11. Brown really well positioned for the next curve. If they can get to that Belmont curve, they can stuff Washington. Let's see if they can do it. I don't think so.
Next up, from Hanover, New Hampshire, we have Dartmouth.
The Big Green of Dartmouth, coached by Wyatt Allen, now in his 4th year, 4 years of improvement. And coming in, rowing at 33 strokes a minute.
Now we have Penn approaching the bridge.
Yeah, so the University of Pennsylvania, also an improving program. And glad to have them up here.
Follow there, we have
35 strokes a minute. They've got Syracuse on their heels. Go ahead. Okay. There's Syracuse. Kip, and notice they've rigged their 6 and 7 man on the same side, which makes it a little harder to go around these big turns. But it looks like they've saved some time, gathered some time. Looks like that's the end of the varsities. Two V's. Oh, here? Okay, so we have another Northeastern boat, the second Northeastern boat. We're going to guess that's their 2V, bow number 15. Meaning they were the fastest 2V last year. Looking strong.
Following them is Harvard's junior varsity, also looking strong, taking the turn tight.
At 34.5, so rowing. Kip, what we're seeing is the American universities, sort of 34 to 35. The Brits, a bit lower. Don't give results yet. Okay. Okay, and here we have it. Here is Yale's 2V coming around the corner, nicely steered. Bow number 17. Yale's second heavyweight 8. And chasing behind them with the BU blades is BU. So Tom Bohr's varsity crew rowing a little bit lower, a little bit longer, right at 31.
Following them, we have Wisco. This is their varsity.
This would be their varsity, the Badgers of Wisconsin, who I think have a new coach this year. I wish I knew his name. Chris Clark, after many years, is retired. Bow number 18, University of Wisconsin.
Now we have bow number 20 from my home country, University of British Columbia. UBC has produced quite a few Olympians for the Canadian team over the year. It's quite a storied program. My father actually wrote from
And Kip, where do they row out there? You don't know.
I believe it's the Fraser River, but I could be wrong.
All right, red shirts, which may be supposed to be pink for the month, but that's Brown's 2V. Boat number 21, Brown's 2V coming up. Nice line, nice positioning. And they are working hard to hold off the Tigers. Second Princeton boat. I believe this is the second Princeton boat we've seen. Yes. Looking good. The Tigers going to want to get that inside on that Belmont turn.
Next up is Cambridge's second boat. I was talking to Coach Rob Baker, who was one of my coaches when I was there, and he said they had two very strong boats. I think we're seeing that today.
That's Cambridge in their light green, and 22 over on this side of the white hull is from the Netherlands, Minerva Boat Club. And so they're here to enjoy the time and get off the Amstel, which is not as straight as this is.
Next up is Molesey, another great British program that's produced a lot of international athletes over the years.
Yes, they write of themselves historically one of the leading boat clubs of Great Britain, and we'll take their word for it. Let's go, Mosley, and welcome to the Charles. Inside, got to be Columbia, but maybe not.
Yeah, it's Columbia.
Okay, on the inside, yellow hull, light blue blades. That's Columbia University, bow number 27, coached by Tom Tahar, and they are pushing hard on 26. That's from the Netherlands, Triton Boat Club, 26, and that is very aggressive steering by the Columbia Cox. Behind them, 28, making a move, Georgetown. And it's going to have a good opportunity here. And behind them, Syracuse's second boat, I believe. Yes, 29, Syracuse second boat.
Here we have Harvard's freshmen rowing together. When Greg and I rowed, freshmen only rowed together. Not anymore, but the Harvard freshmen have put together a boat and some interesting outfits.
Yeah, and I think they're called first years now. All right, let's go Harvard. Okay. So there we have it. That's the Champ 8s, and being as it's an exciting race, we're going to be able to give you results as soon as Kip calls them up. This is exclusive of penalties.
Exclusive of penalties. In first place in that race with 13:46, Cambridge University A.
Okay, let me get a look at the record. Yep.
In second place with a time of 13:49, 2.5 seconds behind, is Harvard A. And in third place, in a time of 13:55, is Dartmouth.
All right, that is big stuff for the Big Green. And there is a trophy here for the top university. Kip, I don't suppose you know, and I don't know whether Cambridge qualifies for winning plus the university trophy or that it goes to Harvard, which only has undergraduates.
Yeah. Cambridge will almost certainly have some graduates in its boat.
And certainly has probably some Olympic veterans in their boat as well.
And while it's only early in the season, if you're a Cambridge fan, there's a good indication for the boat race this year. Oxford did quite well. They came in fifth, but they are around 13 seconds behind Cambridge.
But Oxford has a new coach this year after 7 years of disappointment. And the new coach has got time to work.
Disappointment for some.
All right, at 2:02, 10 minutes ago, began the men's lightweight 8s race, the Jack Bakey Cup. And Jack Bakey was a longtime volunteer. That's coming up right. Harvard won last year. Penn was second, Cornell third. Harvard not only won the Head of Charles last year, but their lightweight program went on to be undefeated in the regular season, winning the Eastern Sprints, winning the IRA, and making it into the semifinals at Henley. So here comes the Harvard boat now. Very distinctive. Billy Boyce, the coach, has got them to reach out, place, and then push, trying to eliminate the missing water. Nice line on the coxswain, not being too aggressive, taking advantage of the speed of that boat. So that's Harvard leading them down. And okay, Harvard, let's make sure you've got it. 750 meters to go. And behind them, and probably about the distance they started, certainly we can't tell who's ahead, is Penn, which has got also a great lightweight program. Very aggressive rowing lightweight program. So here comes the University of Pennsylvania's lightweight crew. And behind them, with all the earmarks, is the big red of Cornell. Cornell is the largest school of the Ivies and a fabulous rowing power. It's got their own lake. Here they are pushing it down and trying to push back on the Big Green right behind them. And I'd say Big Green, which is using the light comp oars, something we have not seen in heavyweight men's rowing or any men's rowing. Big Green of Dartmouth experimenting with their equipment and looking good.
Next up, we have Yale, coached by Andy Card for many, many years.
Andy Card, who with Kip comments on the Harvard-Yale race. And so here is the Yale lightweights. And they are feeling some pressure from the Princeton lightweights behind them. The lightweights of Princeton coming down the pike here. Coached by Marty Crotty. Rowing at 34.
Next up is Georgetown, heading straight for the center of the middle arch there.
Also rowing 34. Nice job, Georgetown. Boat number 7. And now we see with their traditional gray blade design come the engineers, the Beavers of MIT, the MIT lightweights coming down. This may be MIT's best athletic program, their lightweight rowing. They're showing the way down the course. Rowing at 34 as well. And here we have Princeton. Great job by the coxswain, dropping those blades on the other side of the apex of the buoys. Princeton lightweights, second boat, 2V. Rowing, 15-year-old boat, Billy says. It's no shame this. Everybody's got newer boats than us. It's a total lie. Okay, Penn. Penn is back. Penn's 2V. Pushing hard against what I think is the Harvard 2V. So here's Penn. Trying to protect their position. Started in 10th place. Their B boat. Oh, and boat 11, using Harvard blades, is Western, Australian boat from Albert Park, Victoria. Is a World Lightweight Rowing Alliance. This is the first Australian rowing lightweight 8 coming here to show that lightweight rowing is alive.
Next up, we have also from Hanover, Dartmouth's junior varsity.
Junior varsity, boat number 12. Also experimenting with the new Concept 2 competition blades. And following up from the Netherlands is Triton Boat Club from Utrecht in the Netherlands. National champions at the intermediate level from the Netherlands, which is a great rowing nation. Welcome to the Charles. All right, that's boat number 13, and that is the last of the lightweight event. And I'll give you a preview